Hello, welcome back to BSLIVE. Today we're going to be doing some 3D therapy. So basically like a simple 3D creations using a simple character. I will be featuring this work by Megan Rose Ruiz. So she's I think an illustrator based in LA. And she made this kind of painting on a piece of wood. And I think the character is very appealing. It's very nice. And yeah, for this artwork, she wanted to be a 3D model. And yeah, I think we can try doing that. So this is I think she made a lot of artwork like this with a time lapse. Start with a basic sketches there. I think it's very appealing, and especially I like the frog, and I want to turn it into 3D. So let's take a look at this one. Okay, so I already downloaded the artwork. So basically we can magically turn it into 3D. The normal way is you start with, for example, in Nomad Sculpt, you start with the basic shapes, and then you use spline, and then you just try to get as close as possible to the character, and then you remesh it, and you have the character basically ready to be painted if you do the UV, and then you send it to Procreate. Inside Procreate, you just do a quick painting. So that's one way to do it, and you can turn it into AR. If you want to do it from another way, it's like to use an app called Smoothie 3D, and I will show you this this method. Actually, you can do it really fast. So this is the character by Rosa Ruiz, and I will be using the app called Smoothie 3D. This is actually a web app as well. The iPad app is not 100% perfect, but it's good enough. It's like kind of like a part of the web app. So basically you start with an image, and then you just, so I'll select the image, okay, and you just doodle basic shapes on it, and you can do it using your Apple Pencil. So for example, the shape, okay, this is for the froggy, and then we're gonna just quickly paint it, the eyeball. So I'm just gonna draw the shape like that, or the shape for the eyes, and let's do this part like this. So this is just, I'm just showing super basic way to create a simple character like this. There are many ways to do this. There's some sometimes you can use just a polygon extrusion. This one is more like a sculpt method, so I just did. I believe it's kind of already done. Oops, I made a mistake there. How to undo? There's no undo button here. That's one bit funny, but I think the character is done. We created this. All right. So yeah, so I will just send it as OBJ. Click on export as OBJ. We're gonna clean it up using Nomad Sculpt or something. I think in order to do this, you still need to be online, but you can do it on the iPad, and you have this model, and then you just share it into Nomad Sculpt, okay. And we're gonna try to clean up here. So let's take a look. We can separate all the objects. I want to clean up something. I think the last object I created is totally useless. I will delete that. Extra object. Well, I will just merge all of this using voxel merge. Okay, now it's a simple object, and this is basically what we need. Okay, so we don't have the texture yet, but we can kind of, first of all, create UV Unwrap. Okay, so yeah, you can do similar thing using Blender, and then just to create the shapes. So that's basically the idea, really. Just you have the right shapes, you put them together into one single form mesh that you can later sculpt or paint it. This is as simple as it could be. Now we have this ready to be painted. Let's just save it as OBJ, export it as OBJ, and send it to Procreate. And inside Procreate, hopefully we can reproject Megan artwork into this guy. Okay, so you can do like a painting, normal painting. I think you can start doing the eyeballs, things like that. But I will use the import insert a photo, and I will use the original artwork, and I will just use my finger, try to reproject it. Let's use the advanced method and just try to fit this. It should fit because we use the original artwork as a reference inside Smoothie 3D. So more or less that's what you get. So let's see. Yeah, it's projected only on the front part, which is perfect, and then we can start doing some painting. Yeah, we have the color as the reference, and we can do like a repainting on top of it. So that's basically the way I would do it. This is as easy as it could be. I like using artistic tool and then the Taralea brush, and then just do the painting, you know, like painting on top. Oops. Yeah, there's like under part of this character. Maybe you want to start with a stroke, calligraphy, water pen, for example, and then just do like a repainting on the eyeballs. Just gonna roughly follow the reference. Okay, looking good. So that's in different layer. I'll create another layer. This time I will use the artistic tool, Taralea. Just grab this like a color, and you paint on top of it. Just gonna do like a rough painting, you know, like trying to merge everything. So it's like different shades of greens on top this character. You know, this is the fun part. Yeah, just do like a repainting like that. Do another one. So I hold my pencil lightly, just trying to do painting. This character was painted on the wood, so there's like a nice texture. You can use wood texture as well and try to recreate the texture. There's like things like highlight, things like that. You can try to emulate that, like a yellow part, you know, like this light bits. It's kind of it's a fun thing to do. Like I said, it's like a 3D therapy. If you do this like many times, 100 times, 1,000 times even, it's gonna start to make sense. It's gonna be like more serious artwork. Gonna make like the pink part. Okay. Back to this. I like to use the inking. Oh, calligraphy, water pen, black color. This is usually for this part of the character. So this is just a quick recreations of Megan Rose Ruiz character. I think in my case, I like to give a highlight on the eyes. Okay, it's a froggy. Yep. Okay, so I think we have it right here. This is inside Procreate. You can then now send it to Blender and then do the baking if you like to. Share as, for example, as USDZ. I want to share it to my iMac, so I'm recording this on the iMac, sending it to myself, accept it. Now inside Blender you can continue working. So this is Megan Rose Ruiz Toad. It's a toad character or like a froggy character. You have this as USDZ. You can send it as AR. You can take a look at this as AR. You will see that this kind of character, if you want to animate it, you want to retopology the character. So I will show it to you again anyway. So this is anyway the character is already been animated using Mixamo. Okay, where was I? Okay, let's use Blender 3.0. With 3.0, there's a basic importer for USD. We can just load our USD with a material. Hopefully everything looks nice. Okay, by the way, there is some kind of pattern that's being generated. This voxel remesh from Nomad Sculpt. I quite like it. It's like looking like a wood. You'll see this character. You can take a look at it. Okay, and then you can try cleaning this up. I'm selecting this in Blender. Okay, let's select this and then right click, merge vertices by distance. This clean up a lot of vertices. Okay, and then F3, triangle to quad. Okay, that's also important. Let's save this. I will show you the process of cleaning up. Megan Toad. Inside Blender, it's a lot easier to put the character on the floor, grid floor. Now we can continue. You can take a look again. Wireframe looks like this. Topology is not great. UV is not great, but you can always bake it into anything. For example, okay, let's create another version of this character. This is a new, I'll call it Megan Toad Retopo. I will do this really quickly. I'll just gonna decimate this. So by decimating, we have less resolution. It's not perfect. That's one way to reduce the mesh, but the proper retopo, you can do a proper retopo, but you can also do like a voxel remesh. Let's try. So that's by default gonna get smaller. So now it's looking a little bit better. I mean, it's doing remeshing again. We can turn it into quad. Let's try 12,000 mesh polygon face, and it's gonna do the remesh for you. This is probably the easiest way to do this retopo stuff. Yeah, I think this is a lot better than this. Okay. Now, the material. We want to transfer and bake the material. So in order to do that, we're gonna create a new material. I'm gonna show it to you. This is gonna be the UV. we can take a look at the UV. This UV is from Nomad Sculpt. Okay, Nomad Sculpt, so it's being laid out like this. And we're gonna take a look at the shader. So the shader is also from Nomad Sculpt. It's actually using the metallic and roughness from the vertex color from Nomad Sculpt, combining it with texture from Procreate, which is pretty cool. This guy doesn't have UV yet, so I will create UV F3 Smart UV project. So this UV also is not perfect. You can do a proper UV yourself if you want to. Proper UV and proper retopo will take times, but I just want to show you a quick way, a different way to do this. So let's create an image here. Make it 2048. This is gonna be the texture size for this guy, and we want to bake from this guy to this guy. All right. Gonna switch to cycles. This is the render. This is like the cycles X, so we just resample it like 12 or 20 times. Should be enough. We want to put this on top of this guy. Okay, so select this guy first. With this image selected, select the original, and then let's do a quick bake. Bake just the diffuse color without any light. Select it to active, turn on, and just use 0.02 extrusion. I believe this should work. So just wait a few seconds. It's gonna be doing the rebaking, and Blender is really good to do this kind of stuff. Should be pretty quick. It's doing a cycles X, denoising, and color baking. So hopefully we get an image. Now we have a new result. This guy with the UV with a new texture. This has not been saved, so we need to save it first. I'm gonna show you the kind of like a proper way to save things. Put it inside a folder, give it a name. Just call it Megan Toad Diffuse. Save image. Make sure you save it, otherwise you're gonna lose everything. So just gonna grab this, plug this there. I think this is working. Can we make it this froggy metallic, make it shiny. This is much cleaner than the other one, and with this one you are ready to animate it into Mixamo. I can show you the process, but for now I think we are okay with this guy. In Blender you can also use a different method. Actually, this is another method. You start with a cube, go to edit mode, right click, merge vertices at center, and you start to pull things. Let's go to wireframe mode. Select the cube, go to edit mode. Let's do this again. Okay, have a cube, go to edit mode, right, merge vertices at center, and then just extrude using E. I'm gonna create a neck for this character, and then the body part, extrude, 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 extrude. This is another method you can use. Skin modifier. Okay, let's just mirror this. And skin modifier. I show you this method a couple of times. Still one of the easiest method to work with. And you can create the eyeballs and Okay, first I will apply the mirror, and I can continue with the skin modifier. Oh, it's not merged properly. Well, anyway, we have the shape. And you can continue reshaping. Yeah, it's another method, but anyway, I'm not gonna show you this, but we are basically done with our creations. Put it on the floor, create a plane. What's the easiest for the floor? It's you can use checkerboard. Something like that. Plug this into the metallic, and you have some shininess. Actually, put this into the roughness and increase the metallic. And you can create light. Okay, create light, maybe point light here. This is gonna be yellow colors for the highlight, so you actually have the proper highlight, 3D highlight. Create another light, sunlight, and you have shadow. Or if you don't want a harsh light, create an area light. It's gonna look better. I'm using Blender 3.0, and I believe we have fast GI. We actually have GI, global illuminations. Oh, my selection is very weird in this latest version of Blender. And now you can render this out. So basically that's a quick way to create a character based on Megan Rose Ruiz character. Once again, yeah. Okay, so hopefully you find this useful. It's a quick one, really quick one, and yeah, hopefully Megan is okay. I'm borrowing her artwork, and hopefully you find this useful. The whole method is a 3D therapy. It's a quick one. It's not a serious one, but you can always continue your own and make do a lot of practice. The same method using your own artwork, and it's gonna work for you after some time. All right. So thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.